I watch her screen light then lock. No observations. She tilts the phone toward her palm and keeps the screen angled. I stay where I am and watch. My brother lifts his glass. The chair beside me stays empty. My phone stays face down until it vibrates. 48 minutes late. Late meetings start without me. I text back, I'll save you a seat. There's no bubble, no reply. Server leans in, asks if she's on her way. I nod once. Friends glance at the chair like it might answer. The group chat shows her status active at 6:12, then silent. My brother's wife asks if she should text her. I say it's covered. I slide the chair in, out of the aisle. The server offers to hold the entree. I say go ahead. Conversation works around me. Someone laughs too loud. My phone lights again. Same, running long. It timestamps to 10 minutes ago. It lands now. I lock the screen. Her absence turns into the topic we don't name. A friend asks if everything is fine. I say we're starting without her. He raises his eyebrows like he's doing me a favor. I don't bite. I tip my glass toward the empty chair once, then toward my brother. He thanks everyone for coming. I keep my face neutral. In the chat, a photo from her floor shows a sunset over the parking lot. She has liked it. No reply to me. The server brings the check and sets it near my elbow as if we discussed it. The table goes quiet for half a breath. I pull it closer. She said it's just a late meeting, I say, and sign. My brother says I don't have to. I tell him it's fine. Under the table, I open our shared calendar. Her blocks are there, then the page flickers and one disappears. I blink once and close it. Digital distance moves one square closer. I slide my card back into my wallet. She said to start without her. I tell the server when she comes back. He nods too many times. I stand, push in the empty chair with 2 fingers, and button my jacket. My brother asks if I'm coming back. I say I'll swing by her office. The table shifts, plates pause midair. Someone starts to say it's late. I don't answer. I let the pause stay where it lands, nod to my brother, and walk out. I bring 2 coffees to her lobby and set one on the corner of reception. The desk light cuts across the counter. I asked if conference rooms are still open. Reception checks a screen, then a binder. She signed out at 5 for an offsite, he says. I say, she told me it runs late. He lifts a shoulder. That's the log. I call. Straight to voicemail. I text her a photo of the coffee against the marble. Here at your lobby. The bubble starts, vanishes. Then a line, still in the meeting. Read receipts don't appear. Last seen disappears under her name. I keep my voice even. I tell reception I'll wait outside. He says, up to you. People cross the tile, badging out. No one looks long enough to be helpful. I carry both cups to the elevator and press G. The garage smells like brake dust. Her space is easy to find. Passenger seat, navy notebook, elastic band around it. Pages fanned from use. I don't touch the door. I take a photo through the glass and crop tight on the spine. I text, you left this. The message sends. No delivered stamp. A minute later, she replies to the earlier thread instead, still going. The contradiction sits between my shoes and her tires. Offsite at 5. Notebook here. Meeting still going. I don't type any of that. I lock my screen and carry the coffees back up. Street level. A security guard holds the revolving door for a couple. He eyes my cups, the suit, my stillness. You good, sir? I say, waiting on my wife. He nods and steps back. I open our chat thread and watch the gray line blink at the top, then vanish. Read receipts had been on last week. Now nothing. Digital distance isn't an argument. It's a setting. I send one more, plain, outside. Then I put the phone away. A woman in a badge walks by, slows, says the elevators are on a timer after 8. I say I'm not going up. She says okay and keeps moving. The second coffee cools against my hand. I set it on the bench and let it be found by someone who wants it more than she does. Private beat, quiet. I look through the glass at the empty lobby and pick my spot by the curb where the line of employees will pass. I don't check the time. I don't call again. She texts, don't wait up. I answer, I'm already here. She doesn't write back. A rideshare idles, door opens, closes. A pair of interns laugh too loud and hush when they see me standing still. The doorman clocks me, then looks away like it's none of his. A black sedan pulls into the garage. A key fob chirps from below. If Daniel has her keys, that will answer more than a text ever could. I don't chase that thought. I watch the doors. Power settles on patience. Her story runs on a clock I can see now. It keeps time louder in public. The off-site moved to silence. The notebook didn't move at all. The security guard asks if I need a chair. I say, I'm fine right here. He hears the tone and leaves it. I slide my hands into my pockets and anchor at the curb. When they come down, I'll see who hands her what. I stay still and let their exit find me. The doors spill people onto the curb. Lanyards, small talk, the end of a workday moving past me. Two by the glass whisper without lowering their eyes, she finally told him. He won't like the change. They look at me like I already heard. A manager I've seen in photos slows. I say, is the team still upstairs? He scrapes his shoe, mutters, not my place, and angles off. The guard watches the exchange from his desk and pretends not to. The elevator opens again. She comes out with Daniel half a step behind, his hand lifted to shield her from nothing. He's holding the Navy notebook, the same bent corner as the one on her passenger seat. He places it against her hip like it belongs there. I say, all set with the meeting? She doesn't blink. She says, still going? She keeps walking. The lobby air thins. A receptionist pauses the stamp mid-paper. A guy with a helmet tucks his chin and texts faster. The dodge lands louder than my question. I don't move. Her phone lights in her palm. She flips its screen down and tucks it under the notebook. Daniel clips in, easy, call me after, same place. He doesn't hide the line. A couple of coworkers reset their faces and make a point of passing us like a scene change. I take half a step to the side, opening the walkway. I say, I'll let you get back. She nods at the air, then looks for a script. Daniel looks at me instead. I give him nothing. We reach the curb together. She angles left toward the garage. He mirrors without asking. The black sedan from earlier idles with its blinker on. He pats his pockets and a key fob chirps from below. The guard shifts in his chair like the sound put him in it. She says to me, I'll be late. I say, I heard. That ends it. She waits for a follow-up I don't give. The line goes silent. They move. I fall in behind them, the distance measured and visible. When the elevator doors close on the garage, I stay topside and watch the numbers drop. On my phone I open a thread I never use. I text her sister, coffee tomorrow, your side of town. 3 dots, then a fast yes, make it brunch. She asks if everything is fine. I send, I'll be early. The sedan rolls up the ramp and disappears into the street. I watch the taillights, then check the time and book a table near her office. I don't chase. I set the next room. I get there 10 minutes early and take the corner table by the window. Server sets down waters and asks if we're waiting for one more. I say she's on her way. Her sister walks in fast, sunglasses on her head, smile already set. She hugs the air, sits, leans over the menu without reading it. She says proud of you two doing separate evenings so she can mentor the new director. A couple at the next table look up, then back down. Who told you that, I ask? She says she did last week. Said you were being supportive. She flags the server for a latte and adds a pastry she won't eat. I unlock my phone and open our shared calendar. The color block for tonight is gone. The week is clean like it was wiped. She says it helps me focus, my screen lights. The text lands on top of the cleared grid, sender name set to initials, typing bubble already gone. I turn the phone so the sister can see, then leave it there. She taps the edge of the case with a nail and says boundaries are good. Give her room. She waits for pushback I don't hand her. What new director, I ask? She drops her eyes to the napkin. She says maybe she misheard. Then she says Daniel's been helping, anyway, which is basically the same. The table on our left goes quiet. The server returns and pretends not to listen. I ask if she knew about last night's offsite. She says it must be the same mentoring thing. Then she says you guys are solid. She told me not to worry. The word solid lands and sits there. I let it. I ask for the check before the coffee arrives. The server blinks and nods. The sister says don't make this weird. I say it isn't. I slide cash under the tray and stand. I'll see you at home early, I say. She bites her lip like she wants to warn me off that. On the sidewalk I open the invite in my inbox. Company fundraiser, tonight, RSVP still open. I press attending, add my name to the list, and turn notifications back on for the event. The confirmation pings, then quiet. I keep the evening clear and walk toward her building. Check-in table. QR code, printer hum, Badge slides across with spouse under my name. The volunteer asks +1? I say I'm solo. I flip the badge so the label faces my shirt and walk in. Open bar, glass chatter, name tags everywhere. Her team clusters near the sponsor banner. She stands angled toward Daniel, not the room. His hand rests on her navy notebook like it belongs there. They move in sync through a knot of donors. Heads tilt with them. I take a water and wait until they rotate my way. She spots me a beat late, smile already built. She says this is Daniel, old lab partner, now sponsoring the project. He sticks out a hand. He says good to finally meet. I take it. I say we already crossed paths. The circle tightens, then loosens. Her smile holds. Her eyes check who caught that. I glance at the donor wall. His firm sits in bold near the top, larger than the university logo. The company photographer lifts a camera. They shift together, shoulders aligned, his thumbs still braced on her notebook. The alignment reads like rehearsal. A junior staffer leans into me, whispers, "Need anything?" I say I'm good. She steps half closer than necessary. She says let's keep tonight professional. I nod. I say it's a fundraiser. Daniel clears his throat. He says I'll grab seats. He walks off with the notebook still in hand, then remembers himself and passes it back to her mid-stride. The correction draws 2 looks and a head tilt from a board member. I hold my phone low and open the event app. Her profile shows message attendee grayed out, D&D icon next to her name. The chat tab says unavailable after 6. A banner invites me to link schedules. The toggle on her end is locked. I let the screen go black. A coworker approaches with a tight smile. He says, "How's the evening treating you?" I say it's efficient. His eyes touch her, then Daniel's name on the wall, then me. He nods like he got the order wrong. She plants the notebook on a cocktail table, palm covering the logo. She says we're doing the donor walkthrough. You're welcome to mingle. I say I'm reading the wall. Her jaw eases, then sets. She waits for a reaction I don't give. The pause lands and stays. Daniel returns with 2 drink tickets, hands both to her without looking at me. She says one is mine, thanks. She passes one to me like a formality. I slide it back toward the table and keep my water. A communications lead sees the exchange and shuffles her tablet, pretending to check the program. The MC taps the mic. The room angles forward. She straightens, shoulders squared, notebook under her arm again. The photographer calls her title. Daniel steps just outside the frame and then inside it at her nod. The adjustment is subtle and not lost on the front row. I step closer to the donor wall until I'm in the spill of the spotlight. A board member introduces himself, mentions the campaign, mentions Daniel's firm twice. I say you've secured committed partners. He smiles at the safe answer, the kind that can be repeated. Across the room, she watches to see if I join her table. I don't. I tap the event RSVP for the awards night listed on the app and claim a single seat under my own name. The confirmation pops. Her status toggles to private again. I pocket the phone and stay visible. The stakes are where they can be counted. Morning. Her team stands in a half circle by the glass wall. Laptops tucked, badges out, eyes on her. I take a spot with the admins and the facilities guy. It's not my floor, but the doors are open. She runs through protocols like she's reading a checklist. D&D after 6. No personal drop-ins. Calendar access moved to restricted. For clarity, keep personal separate. She doesn't look at me until the end. Slack pings against my palm. Removed from marketing. Shared board, then from calendar. Home/travel. Screens flash around the glass as her changes land on everyone. I keep my phone face down. Noted, I say. Heads turn because I set it low and public. Daniel stands in the back. No badge today, sponsor lanyard instead. He nods along like he was in the draft meeting. He isn't staff. He holds position as if he is. When a junior asks a question, he answers before she does. She lets it pass. The contradiction sits there and doesn't blink. Ops leans in to collect confirmations for tonight. +1s, dietary, seating shifts. She looks over to me like this is the moment to soften it. I don't move. Seat me under my name, I tell Ops. Daniel says sponsor tables are full, he'll help find room. I say I'm confirmed. She waits for a reaction I don't give. Private beat. I slide her thread to deliver quietly. I hide our shared lists, archive the photo album she hasn't added to in weeks. I mirror her policy without a speech. I text 3 words, I'll mirror it. A read dot appears, then disappears. Appreciate the cooperation, she replies. The team pretends they don't see my screen. Her navy notebook is on the ledge under the glass, ribbon peeking out. Daniel's hand covers the corner like it belongs to him. A page is tabbed, offside kickoff. I shift, and the ribbon slips. He catches it fast and sets the notebook closer to her elbow. He says to no one, "We're tightening lines." The floor has a stand-up poster for the awards. Underneath, a stack of printed agendas sits by the sanitizer. I pick one up. The header marks the day her off-site allegedly ran late. Sessions end at 5:30. I fold the agenda once and tuck it inside my jacket with my RSVP confirmation. No drama. Just edges. She closes the huddle with a neat smile. Remember, channels are for work. If you need me, route through ops. She clips the navy notebook under her arm like a shield. I step aside to let the team file out. A junior nods at me on her way. Daniel clocks the exchange and smirks at the floor. Ops circles back. Same arrival window as the email? I say yes. She glances at my badge, then at my jacket pocket like she knows there's paper there. I keep my hands still. Daniel tells her to seat sponsors close to the stage. She says she already has instructions. The room notes who is giving them. I pass the glass and catch her eye through it. She says we'll talk Sunday. I say I'm booked. The word lands. She recalculates and pretends to check her watch. Power slides when she has to pretend. Elevators open. I hit the lobby, call the car, add the agenda to a slim folder with my name on it. My calendar shows her permissions as none. Mine match. Digital distance, formal now. I let the automatic doors part and move through like they were built for this separation. Awards check-in will see it all without me raising my voice. Awards check-in smells like hairspray and printer ink. The attendant scans my badge, says Table 6, "Congratulations to your team." I nod and step aside. She arrives with Daniel a minute later, shoulders squared for the cameras. She sets the navy notebook on the counter while she fixes a name tag. She walks off without it. Daniel notices and doesn't move. Small clue, big crowd. I take the notebook, slide the folded agenda inside, the one dated the night of her offsite. Paper, not a link. I pass the step and repeat, shake a board member's hand, keep moving. Our table faces the stage. Her team spreads out. A manager leaves his chair empty next to hers like it's reserved. I place the notebook at her setting and sit one seat over instead. She doesn't look at me right away. The MC is warming up the donors, laughter soft and trained. I tilt the notebook open so the header shows. Offsite review, Oak and Vine, 5:15. I keep my voice low. I say your schedule finally matches. She answers without looking down. She says that's not what it looks like. The new hire to my left reads the header, stops mid-breath, then picks up her water. She doesn't add anything. Daniel arrives late to the table, stands behind my wife like a shadow in a suit. He says we're proud of you, Ness. The nickname lands wrong in a room with badges and titles. It was supposed to be professional. My wife straightens the silverware, knives loud against china. She says let's not make this a thing. I say it already isn't. Her eyes flick up, then out to the room, calculating who heard what. The table hears the metal and the quiet more than the words. The MC calls her department by name. Polite applause. She smiles on cue. I slide the notebook back to her side. She places a hand over it like a lid. A pause sits there and doesn't move. A board member leans in asking about impact metrics. Daniel answers first. He says the pilot exceeded targets. She nods as if he was supposed to. She glances at my lap, sees the slim folder with my name on it. Her mouth opens, closes. She says, "Can we talk after?" I say no need. Digital distance stays in place. Paper does the rest. The new hire's phone lights up, then dims. No one texts in front of me now. Service starts. I fold my napkin, place it on the charger instead of my lap. Small rebellion, visible to anyone looking. The manager at the far end watches me, then shifts his chair toward her. That's the new alignment, done without a speech. The MC passes by our aisle during a break. I stand, thank him for the program, and keep it cordial. He asks if I'm enjoying the evening. I say it's efficient. He laughs like it's a joke and moves on. I look at my wife one last time. She's holding the navy notebook like a clutch, fingers tight, eyes on the stage. Daniel texts under the table and uses his body to block the light. Professional night, personal shorthand. I step away from the linen and the talk tracks, walk past check-in, past the donor wall with his firm in bold. Outside air is cooler, cleaner, nobody shaping it. I call the valet. I request the car. Condo lobby is bright and overwaxed. A mover rolls a blue cart stacked with flattened boxes. Front desk looks up. I place the extra fob on the counter and say to deactivate both. The clerk asks if I want to keep one active. I say no. He slides a form across. Pen clicks, paper moves. The desk bell dings when a delivery guy passes, eyes cutting from me to the elevator. I step to the side, open my phone, and bring up our shared tools. Calendar first. I scroll, see the cleared weeks, the off-site that never existed, the awards block. Remove access. The button turns from blue to gray. The desk sees me take the screenshot, sees the confirmation line. A neighbor waves, pauses when she clocks the fob on the counter, then keeps walking. Elevator doors open. She steps out still in her dress shoes swapped for flats, hair fixed, face set. The navy notebook is against her ribs like a passport. She says we can reset. I keep my voice level. I'm done. The mover slows his cart and pretends to adjust a strap. She shifts closer than usual. She says it was strategy, not secrecy. I tilt the phone so she can see the drive's menu. Shared drive comes up with the folders we built together. Accounts, travel, invoices. I tap through and shut it down. Permissions revoked rolls down the list like a polite curtain. A photo of us in one folder loses her icon. She looks at the clerk, then back at the screen, then at me. She says we shouldn't do this in the lobby. I say this is where you set your rules. Her left hand lifts like she might touch my sleeve, then it lands on the notebook instead. That's the contradiction. Asking to reset while bracing behind the same book she left at check-in and lied around all week. Daniel's name is written small on a sticky peeking from a page. She notices me notice it. Her chin tucks. The desk swallows and pretends to write a note. She tries again. She says she can explain the protocols. I say you already did, at the glass wall. My phone buzzes once, our bank app. I switch screens, cancel auto transfers to her work fund, close the joint subscriptions tied to the calendar. The lobby TV shows looped footage of a rooftop pool party, no sound. The mover takes the empty cart back, glances at her, then pushes on. My brother texts, asks if we need anything. I open the family chat. I type, I'm stepping back. Send. The 3 dots appear from my mother, then disappear. Her sister leaves a heart on last night's award photo before the new message pins it up. She reads it from 2 feet away, posture angled, like the words might miss if she stands off the direct line. She says let's not make this a scene. I say there's no scene. I sign the deactivation slip. The clerk stamps it like it's a passport out. A couple comes in with a dog. The dog pulls toward us, then sits when the owner says leave it. No one raises a voice. No one needs to. She sets the notebook on the counter, then picks it back up, then presses it to her side until her knuckles go pale. She says she'll bring the fob upstairs and we can talk. I nod once at the clerk. He slides the empty fob tray closed. She looks for a foothold and doesn't find one. I open the building app and toggle off guests, cameras, forwarding. Digital distance finishes what it started. She says later then. I say there is no later. I pick up my bag, nothing extra. The elevator pings again, blinking up. Her eyes track it like a window. I take the door to the street instead. Cool air waits, simple and undecorated. I walk out and don't look back.